Hey, this is Jonathan Wallin from Past 5, and you're listening to the Rock Metal Podcast.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, and welcome to the Rock Metal Podcast. I am your host, John Harris, and I'm being joined by my right-hand side man, Gabriel.
Hello!
And
That's why I added.
yeah, you did add that. Past 5, who I've got on the show with me right now. They've got a new EP called Detox, which was released via Eclipse Records on May 8th. Right now I'm being joined by Jonathan. I'm also Jonathan, so that's Jonathan Cubed and Jerry. Sorry, Jerry, you're kind of on the outside. You can you can hang out. It'll be cool. And they're here to share some stories about the music and share more info about the band. So, boys, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
I love the energy you got on.
Yeah, it's great.
Wait, thank you.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right, well, Kryptonite.
Kryptonite.
Yeah.
I guess my big honking first question is, out of all the singles or out of all the tracks on the EP, because it's like, what, 4 or 5 songs?
4
songs, yeah.
What was it about these 2 tracks, and Kryptonite in particular, aside from the banging opening drums that just let me know that I probably should be dancing, and that something's about to happen?
Yeah.
What was it about Kryptonite?
Well, it was pretty much the first song that we wrote that sort of was in the style of this EP, because we had a lot more pop-punk oriented songs before this.
Yeah.
So that was really like the first step in the new direction, I guess. So it felt natural that should be a single, and it's a song that
It's the first single as well.
Yeah. And
So,
we're all really proud of that song.
It's probably our most catchy song as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, yeah, as soon as it opens up, I'm like, I wish I were a white girl. I want to go dance on the dance floor.
It's never too late, man.
It is never too late. I'll be dancing within, 2 meters of everybody else
Yeah, exactly.
with no kissy kiss. Now,
True story.
true story.
We want to make trance music from someone called Armin van Buuren on Masterclass. So now we're saying, so we does a lot of trance music stuff.
Mm-hmm. We've been watching Armin van Buuren on Masterclass. So,
Yeah.
yeah, we've been learning how to do those drops. Now, you guys mentioned it was the first song written in the style of the EP because it sounds like a pivot point. So I guess take us through that pivot point where you guys said, man, this whole pop punk thing isn't working out. We got to do something else. And for some reason, I feel like blaming Jerry. I don't know why.
Well, I think it came kind of natural.
Yeah.
We recorded our first EP, and then I think singer Jonathan, came with the idea of Kryptonite, and it was a natural transition from the pop punk to the more heavier stuff, because it's still kind of poppy, but
Yeah, and we all kind of listen to the heavier stuff as well.
Yeah, definitely.
But Kryptonite isn't that heavy, I guess, but it got heavy parts, and it's a nice blend to everything that we kind of like.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, well, I guess like the first EP was very Fall Out Boy, early Panic at the Disco inspired, I guess. And I don't know. I guess we all still, listen to that stuff, but I guess our musical palette is a bit wider nowadays, and that sort of came to show in the new songs that we incorporated different types of ideas and just broadened the musical spectrum, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
because the funny thing is I don't hear any pop punk, well, maybe a little bit in the vocal kind of, but I don't really hear pop punk, at least in Kryptonite anyway. I guess now that you mentioned that, I'm going back and I'm listening to the song and I'm trying to find traces of yesteryear. But the bass is a snarling, almost metal bass, and the drums have been pumped up with bicycle tires to bicycle pumps to sound huge, and you've got the extra melodic guitars adding textural soundscape in the background. Now, something a note that I have is that Christian Silver, who did Dragon Force, Arch Enemy, and Creator, worked with you guys, so that's pretty metal as far as I think.
That's really metal.
So I guess take us through that. What was the decision point? So I guess I'm trying to find what's the word I'm looking for? The timeline where you guys have this new EP. How did Christian get involved in the production of the EP?
Oh, this is a good one. Yeah, this is a really good one. Okay, so I'm gonna try to keep it short because I usually get sidetracked and stuff. But we were playing this gig in a town called Varberg in Sweden at this like rock pub, I guess, which is a good one. It is a good one. But the thing is that Iron Maiden had a show in Gothenburg the same day, so it was like 5 people at the venue, and we were like, "Oh, this sucks," but okay, let's kick some ass anyways. I mean, you just look at it as like a glorified rehearsal, I guess. And while we're playing, there's this one guy at the back in the bar, and he's like eyeballing me really hard, and I'm like, "Who's this dude?" And I try not to think about it too much and just do the set, It
sounds awful, like you're gonna get raped or something.
Yeah, that was my thought as well. But the dude then comes up when we're like loading in our gear and stuff after our set, and he's like, "Yeah, so are you possibly from this little town called Bollebygd in Sweden?" I'm like, yeah, actually I am. Weird question, but yeah. How did you know that? Okay, are you danger. Maybe? Yeah, and he named like my father by name. Are you his son, or is that your dad? And I was like, well, I mean, yeah. How do you know this? And he's like, oh, okay. Do you know who Christian Silver is? I'm like, well, like, sort of. Yeah, he had this like studio in Bollebygd, where the town I grew up in. And stuff, and now he's having this like big time studio somewhere around here, I guess, or in another town called Falkenberg, I thought. And it was like, well, yeah, it's me. I am Christian Silver, or Bullen, as he calls. I mean, people call him. Other people, yeah, it's a nickname. It means the bun, I guess.
The bun.
Yeah. See, I'm getting sidetracked already. But yeah, anyways, he was like, yeah, I liked your energy. It was really cool. And he's like a childhood friend of my dad, and my dad was the person who like turned him on to heavy metal and stuff. So if it wasn't for my dad, pretty much he wouldn't be producing and stuff. So he pretty much offered us an opportunity to record in his studio for like a friend discount, I guess you could call it. And we recorded Kryptonite first, like as a single. So first contact was pretty much we went in and recorded Kryptonite only. Then we went back and recorded the rest of the songs, and we remastered the Kryptonite song to match the production of the other 3 songs. So that's okay. That got pretty long, that description, but yeah, that's the gist.
Way to sum it up.
Yeah, that's the gist of it.
So it started out as Stranger Danger.
Yeah.
A potential Swedish rape story.
Yeah.
And it ended up with a record contract and chatting with a guy in Canada.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah.
I think it worked out for the best.
Yeah.
Great, man.
Yeah, I'm not too bummed out about it.
Now, I guess my next question then is, so you guys had this EP, it was recorded, mixed and mastered, very professionally, obviously. What was then the decision, or was it always a plan then? Like, how did Eclipse get involved?
Someone else want to talk?
Well, it was one of the labels that we decided to reach out to with our material, and luckily enough, they answered. And the terms were great.
And they also thought that our music was great, and we felt when we recorded this and we were so happy about the result, it needed to be released in a kind of way that it got the most attention, right? So
yeah, that was the reason we took the decision as well, because we know that Eclipse work with bands that they actually like too, and that made us feel safe, I guess.
Yeah,
it felt really safe to work with them.
Yeah, and they've done an awesome job on these 2 singles.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah.
More than satisfied.
So basically, it was like the kind of label that we felt represented our way of, and
our genre.
Yeah, our genre and our morals, I guess, because they have this like transparency thing, and they're really open with everything, and they leave us 100% creative freedom, which is a big one for me at least. I guess it's for everyone in this band. I suppose it is. So that was a big one It just felt really like right, I guess. Felt right.
Yeah. Absolutely. Okay, now, if you dug the track Kryptonite, then you can check out the music video by going to today's show notes at www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. Now let's go listen to the next track, Close to the Exit.
Close to
The track Close to the Exit, and, normally we chat about the meanings of songs on the show, and we got, I don't want to call it sidetracked because there was a lot of good information, with regard to Kryptonite, especially with the way the conversation started leaning towards, hey, we used to... be a pop punk band, and now we started, changing and so on and so forth. So I was naturally intrigued by the story. And I've been working with Eclipse for a few years now, and I've there's only a couple of labels out there that I would say actually care. And Eclipse is one of them.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's always good to hear that from other bands too, because obviously I can see what I can see as a media outlet, but as an actual band with them, that's cool to hear. So, but the track Close to the Exit, I want to chat about specifically, and does it have anything to do with the EP? Does it have anything to do with the track Kryptonite? Because in the beginning, you guys are citing some stats about suicide.
Yeah.
And coming from Sweden, it's not the first time I've chatted with somebody from Sweden who has said, they lost their brother or their father or their friends or whatever. So it's a tremendous stat, especially in Sweden anyway. So I'm curious, take us through Close to the Exit. What is this track about? Does it relate to Kryptonite? Does it relate to the EP?
All of the songs are connected in a way. Like the whole concept of the Detox EP is pretty much going through this time of turmoil and despair and, getting out on the other end as a stronger person, I guess. Like a detox from these toxic relationships and situations, So Close to the Exit really, it's probably the most like personal I've been in my songwriting ever, actually. So it's obviously about mental health and suicidal thoughts and stuff like that. Well, how do I explain it? Well, Close to the Exit, the title of the song, it has like two meanings to it because I'm a person who has problems with anxiety, for example, and due to my anxiety, I have been having this strategy for things. For an example, when I'm at like the cinema or on the bus, I try to sit close to the exit so I feel more safe. But in the context of this song, it's also like sitting close to the exit of life, I guess. It's like having it as a plan B if everything goes to shit, pretty much. Yeah. So
well, that
pretty
was
much
dark.
Yeah, it is really dark, and the whole EP is really dark. But then again, it's called Detox. It's a cleansing, and it's really cathartic to sing all of those songs, really, because it's like when you have the flu and you throw up and then you feel a lot better because now your intestines are virus free, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's cathartic for sure.
Okay. Now, if you dug the track Close to the Exit and you want to watch him in said movie theater sitting close to the exit, you can do so by going to today's show notes at www.therockmetalpodcast.ca. And if you especially dug the two tracks Kryptonite and Close to the Exit, you'll be super excited to know that we have listened to half of the EP called Detox Here, which released via Eclipse Records on May 8th. And it's Detox Period. Do I just say Detox or do I say Detox Period?
Detox is fine.
Detox.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, I guess my big honking question is, since we've listened to half of the EP, have we listened to half the EP, or should we expect something else when we pick up the other half?
You mean musically, or like from the other songs, or?
Yeah, like musically, lyrically, what should we expect when we pick up the EP? But since we've listened to half of it here, is it, have we gotten the gist of the EP, or is there something else?
No,
Definitely not.
all of the songs have very distinct characteristics.
Yeah, they're pretty different, all of them.
Yeah, but they have like a connection both musically and in the theme of the songs and everything. So yeah, it's not. It's the rest of the half, I guess. I mean, the other half. Yeah.
Okay. Now, my big honking question, or my next question, if you guys know the answer, if you could talk about the answer, is since this is an EP, it's just 4 songs. You guys have this massive, beautiful record label with the incredibly talented, good-looking people over at Eclipse Records. What's next? Should we expect another EP, a couple of singles, maybe an album? Is it too soon? Am I getting ahead of myself?
No, you're not. No, we're actually
yes and no.
Yes and no. We're actually recording some ideas, some old ideas we've had, and hopefully we will get in touch with Christian again to record this stuff.
Yeah,
professionally. And
yeah, so we have a bunch of ideas, and now with the whole coronavirus situation, it's like we have so much time to pretty much just write and record. And I mean, speaking for myself, I'd like to say that the new songs we have and the ideas are pretty much the coolest we've ever written. We're really excited about it.
We just recorded a demo, and it's like the best song we have so far. So
yeah, and somehow
we can't wait to release the new song.
Not to say that Detox suck. But we got a lot of cool stuff going on, actually.
Yeah,
and I can't wait to record them with Christian.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. Well, boys, unless there's anything else that you wanted to throw out there that we didn't chat about, that's maybe, I don't know, some really cool news, especially during these COVID days. I just wanted to thank you for coming on to the Rock Metal Podcast.
Yeah, well, anything to add? Pretty much, we release our EP tomorrow. I don't know when this is going to get aired, but
in June.
In June. Oh shit. Okay, then it's
been out for a month.
It's been out for a month. Check it out.
Yeah.
It's dope. It's really good.
Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
Yeah.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us. It's been a pleasure, man.
You have a great voice for this podcast.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. You guys have great drums, bass, and guitars for rock and roll.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man.
Hey! All right, go ahead.
Hey!